Nothing was bringing me joy. I I had worked really hard with my band, and we recorded an EP, and we sold out Eddie's Attic for our show, and I felt zero joy. I felt zero pride in what I had just accomplished, and I was like, okay, yeah, all right, maybe I should get some help. This doesn't seem right. I should feel good about myself.
I've seen enough movies. I know.
I know
supposed to be happy
something is
now.
wrong. Yeah. I mean, I worked with at-risk youth for 5 years, and I dealt with all of this with other people, and so the fact that I didn't see it in myself, I was like, what is it? And that's how powerful stigma is. It tells it's a good partner for depression, because it'll lie to you and tell you things that just aren't true.
Yeah.
um,
Well, and I think also, don't you feel sometimes you, in your journey, it's kind of like the frog in the frying pan. The heat's just slowly turned up, and your day gets a little darker and a little darker and a little bit, and before you know it, you're like, I haven't really laughed in like 3 weeks. Really? Is that what's going on?
oh, but it hurts to laugh right now.
Well,
That's what
So now I'm going to tickle you now.
maybe a
because
physical
you
manifestation
crack
of
your
mental
ribs. Yeah, that'll teach you.
Oh man.
But yeah, well, I mean that's good. That's a good thing. But and people shouldn't look at this as a down, as a negative. I mean that's a problem. Is I think a lot of times you say, "Hey man, we're gonna talk about stigma," and people go, it's like, well, it's not that bad. You listen to music to get over some of those things,
Yeah.
right? And you can combine both of those things and
And I
come out on
want
the other side.
this place to be a facilitation for that. That kind of conversation, letting people know that it's okay,
Right.
and that you're not going to be judged, and that if we look at it like a broken arm or a cold, going to a doctor to get help for those things is a natural thing that we do. Like I hurt my rib, and everybody's like, "You need to go to the doctor," and I was like, "No, I don't."
Yeah.
I know what they're gonna say.
I don't know where you come up with these depression issues.
Yeah, right. I think it's called self-sabotage.
Doctor,
I don't-
heal thyself.
I don't want to get better.
That's right.
But and so then go in and get a mental checkup, and we can do that ourselves with daily practices. I try to do preemptive stuff.
Like
Whether
getting outside or getting some good sweat going or...
sweat, which I haven't been doing a lot
'cause you're
of.
working,
Yeah, I've just been drinking coffee, and that is my phone.
Somebody's trying to call you.
And
I thought that
I'm
guy tried to
tethered.
tell you not to do that
I'm
with your
tethered.
phone.
Yeah. Oh well. Sorry, Facebooks.
Yeah.
Sorry, good gracious podcast
That's all right.
listeners.
It's all right.
Um,
We'll have to work it out. That's weird. Can we turn it off or do we?
I mean, I'm tethered, aren't I? Can I get over that?
Here. We can...
Nice.
There you go. You did it.
Well, we have 4 people watching live. Hey guys.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
For more than...
We won't get into the piles of pressure that
Yeah.
you experience as a new business owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. I was looking back through though because it was January last year when you did your first
First
pop-up
pop-up, I saw that. Yeah.
over at Wonder Shop in Counterpart, and I thought, wow, that's a long time, man.
Right? That was a
Yeah.
decade ago.
Yeah, it was. And you'd been on the journey before that even. So
Yeah.
and some friends, somebody came down here the other night and saw some music, and they were like, didn't he think about starting that? Like, and
Yeah,
I said, yeah. I go, there's like a whole other story behind the
yeah.
story.
I'd love
you
to
know?
write a book.
Yeah, but you can't remember anymore because you just kind of like
Barrel through.
barrel through
Yeah.
that, trying to.
I wrote a lot of it down for when I was dealing with the county,
Yeah.
so that I could show my
Right.
loan peeps and my
Right.
and my landlord and
Well, you're dealing with the landlord, you're dealing with contractors, dealing with county and city and family and
juggling
loan
family
people
and self-image at the same time. I knew
that you put
that's-
yourself out there saying, I'm doing this.
I'm doing this. I knew that if I wasn't a better version, I like to say the best version of myself, but I knew if I wasn't a better version of myself and I didn't work hard on my inner life, that this wasn't going to work. And I opened myself up, and I got a lot of feedback saying, hey, you're being too vulnerable. People are going to see you as weak, and they're not going to respect you as a business owner. And I found that to be the opposite.
Yeah.
And I don't need that kind of energy in this place. Get your coffee and go.
Right. That's right.
But get your coffee.
That's right. You're 3 cents short. Get over here.
A little bit. And so balancing that and then realizing that I just inserted myself into a position where people are going to be coming at me for all kinds of things. And since I've outed myself as somebody who suffers mentally, that I get a lot of that as well. And I have learned to compartmentalize some of it and but right now I'm struggling with just having the energy to be open to those kinds of things. Because it is something that I strive for, to be available for everyone, but learning that
But you
there's
gotta partition
only
your mind,
so
yeah.
much pie.
Right,
You know what I
and then
mean?
you got to focus on the coffee. You got to focus on the real business. You got to focus on the music. You got to focus on the personalities. It's a lot. And when you open it, and you didn't like have a shop before. You
No.
weren't a partner with somebody before.
I had zero
You
self-esteem.
thought you were smart enough to open your own business just out of the main hubris of humanity, right? I'm a biped. I can do this. I can do this.
I actually had a lot of doubt, and everyone that I mentioned it to as well had a lot of doubt.
But that fueled you, didn't it?
There were
A little bit. Didn't you go, I'll show you?
not as much as I thought it would,
Yeah.
because it was all about proving it to myself,
Yeah.
and it wasn't about proving myself to other people, because that's not how I want to live, and that doesn't bring me joy.
Doesn't spark joy.
Yeah, is this a
That's what you
condo
say.
thing, Marie
Yeah.
Kondo thing? I've been saying it a lot and haven't. I don't know about.
Oh, sure.
That,
Don't
yeah.
even tell me. I saw the book. I saw the book behind the counter.
I think they're. No, I think
Yeah.
I think that's. I don't know. We have a lot of books here.
Yeah.
But
But that wasn't driving you to get it done. You just decided this was a personal mountain that you needed to
yeah,
scale.
yeah, for sure. I was like,
The biggest mountain in the world, dude.
Yeah, I know. And then I was thinking, is like, am I manic? is this manic? Am I just like coming the other side? And maybe a little bit, but
We're all a little bit.
it was like accepting that and then saying, no, this is what I want. It's like I've always known I was capable of something like this, and
And now
why
you're
not?
proving it.
Yeah, now I'm proving it. It's okay to ask for help. It's even more okay to accept help.
Yeah.
Boyd, you've been a huge help, and I've appreciated just checking in and bouncing ideas and letting me do those pop-ups and having me on your podcast once a week.
Well, I mean, this is, it's the podcast and the live show I do. I try to make it about bringing arts and community together and seeing those intersections and how beneficial they are, and that's what you're doing here. So it makes perfect sense. Other than you're a good guy, and I just feel like if I can help, that's what I'm here to do, I guess, if I got the time.
I hope I am able to repay you.
Oh, I'm keeping a tab.
Good,
You've
good.
got a big
Good.
tab.
I really do.
Not really. Not really. I think it's going to be okay. So now you got the doors open. Now it's just get into the daily grind. No pun intended on the coffee.
Unintended.
Yes.
Yes.
But at least having that music, you're learning as a businessman on some levels probably that you got to think multiple impact, right? If you were just doing a coffee shop here,
I probably wouldn't make it as and I probably wouldn't make it as just a music venue. So
Yeah.
putting those two together
yeah.
is awesome. And then all of the community stuff is a service.
Yeah.
And so I believe in giving more than you're taking, or at least
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
And I've been receiving a lot this last year and a half. And I am so excited to start giving
Yeah.
back out. Every time I thought I couldn't receive any more help, somebody nudged me and said, you need to ask one more time. Ask one more time. And as much as everything in me was like,
Well,
don't do this,
yeah.
I did it, and I received the help
Yeah.
that I needed. And
And it didn't come at a cost. I think that's the hard part. I think for being a guy, there's something about that pride, that ego that, well, I've asked for help once. I shouldn't have to ask again because it shows I'm weak. But,
Yeah, that was an inner struggle.
But then when you do, and when that does come about, it's not like people go, well, this is the last time, mister.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's all in my head, you know,
Right.
because if even if it is the last time, they'll change their mind again.
I'll just ask in a funny voice this time.
Yeah. I'll just change my name.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard, you know. And I knew that, like, walking the walk of, you know, I'm telling people that it's the more you talk about it, the easier it is to ask for help, and so I had to do that,
Yeah.
and so hopefully I'll keep doing that, but also hope that
That
all
you'll
of
be
this
able to
work
be in a
starts.
position that you can help others.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
yeah.
the best. You know, you've got a servant mind, you know, and that's what you're doing here on some level. And I found that when you create a space, when you open a space, and we are on different planes on the size of our space and what they is, but there's something about that. When people walk through the door, they'll tell you things, they create relationships, and you meet all sorts of humanity just because you actually have a door and you've said, you can come on in. And when they come in, it's something.
It's rolling the dice,
It is rolling the dice.
and we've done some soft opening stuff, some soft non-opening stuff, some fundraisers, but so just not even being a week open. Getting to meet the community is great. Getting to meet my neighbors. I actually met my actual neighbor the other day because
That you don't really know from the
exactly.
neighborhood.
Yeah. No, because he moved in and we haven't gotten over there because we're awful people. And and so I was just asking everybody like, oh, so you a neighbor? And I was talking about this area, and he's like, yeah. You know, I kept asking questions, and I was like, Wine Lake? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, and I was like, oh man, I was really jealous of that pool you got. And he's like, before we even met each other, really, he's like, oh, you should come over this summer. And I was like, oh, did I mention
yeah.
that I have a bunch of children?
Right, they have a bunch of kids.
And then I get rowdy.
Yeah. And our washing machine's broke.
Yeah. So we're gonna be over all the time now. But so yeah, I met my actual neighbor, and
Yeah.
turns out he's a cool dude.
That's awesome.
And then some of my other neighbors that I've loosely known have been stopping in, and it's been wonderful. And then like where we are at the bar, you can't see people sitting down, and so
You mean like around here in this corner?
yeah,
Yeah,
this
because
part
like
of the room.
U-shaped and the other room has the coffee.
And so, like, if we're behind the bar going, oh man, you'll never guess what happened this morning, and then everybody in the whole place is hearing about our awkward interaction with a person from the community, and I was like, oh, maybe we should whisper,
Yeah.
or just not say things that we would regret.
I think that's a good rule. I think in life,
Use integrity with your speech. Okay,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
just in case, cover your bases.
No, I forget though, and we're all like just being loud. I'm like, oh man, people are trying to do their work.
Right. Yeah. But then you go, well, it's my place. I suffered.
I have made that joke a couple of times, and I'm afraid to make it too much
Yeah.
because you come off as.
Now people know.
But
I think they know.
But it is my house.
Yeah. So don't forget it.
Take your shoes off.
It's got my name on it. That's right.
Oh, man.
Well, okay, so if people want to find it online at
Oh
Waters.
man, WallersCoffeeShop.com. There's an events tab with a calendar,
Yeah.
and the calendar has all of the links to the Facebook events,
Mhm.
and the Facebook events have pre-sale.
Yeah.
Eventually my website provider will be able to link directly, but I have to do this convoluted,
Yeah.
like weaving in and out to get it there.
That's all right.
So go there and look at it because it took a long time
Yeah.
to get one event up.
You'll solve
Yeah.
it. That's a small problem that will be resolved. So I just go.
Yeah, that and just stop in. There's something
Yeah.
happening every day.
But most
Um,
importantly, coffee. So you don't even
delicious
need a
coffee.
musical event or a community event, or if you've got something, you could always throw it at Jason. And
Yep.
Maybe it'll work out.
And if you're a
But-
musician that you just want to come up during the day and sit on a stage and play music, do it. You know, I've got a guy coming to play solo bass this Sunday.
Nice.
I saw a little video clip and it's psychedelic and I love it.
Who is it? Is it VEN?
Yep. BEN.
VEN.
What does the N stand for?
Can't tell you that.
Okay.
Come see him though. He is
Because it's Williams, right? It's
fantastic.
Ben Williams. Oh, no.
BEN.
BEN. B dot E dot In dot, which Facebook would not let me do as the title of the event.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
Have him
so-
play some Jackson 5.
All right.
He does
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and it's pretty weird.
We have the Silkworm Smugglers on Monday, and they're a old time world music type thing.
Gypsy,
Yep.
caravan-y maybe.
Yep,
kind of thing.
exactly like
Sounds
that.
awesome.
And it was, and
Yeah.
it just fills the place up with
Yeah.
beautiful music and none of that annoying singing stuff.
Yeah. Lyrics be damned. All right, man. Well, you need to get to work. Thanks for
Ish.
thanks for chatting.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Boyd.
Yeah. It didn't suck. Well,
I hope
for
not.
me. I don't know about you.
I enjoyed your Nathan Evans Fox interview. That song he sang was.
Yeah, he's powerful, man, and he is so excited that you're making. He tell me about that. He's like, man, I hope Jason does. He goes, we need places like that. I want to be able to play there.
His
I got you.
his in the round here was off the chain.
What does that mean?
I think it's a dog thing, maybe.
Okay, so your dog's going wild.
Off, yeah, it was off the
Okay.
chain, and he was having like his pickup or the battery in his guitar went out, and so he did a song just standing over the whole crowd, and that was pretty special. But then I got a CD, and it didn't leave my player. And I would just get sad and beautiful, and I was just like, oh, this is so good. And then I'd have to switch it up and then do, anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's a whole other story.
It's a whole nother story, yeah. Awesome, Blossom.
Well, hopefully there's something in there that we can use. That. Thank you, Facebook people. Sorry to waste your morning. That's what we do. Just.